Greetings, ladies and gentlemen, boys, girls, kings, queens, peasants, and pussy poppers.
Hey,
We are here for another edition of Cliff Notes Radio.
I know y'all motherfuckers missed us.
Man, this is the first one in a minute.
Exactly.
Long minute.
Oh my God. It feels good to be back, right?
feel
Indeed
good.
it does,
It
bro.
feel
You
real
know
good.
what I'm saying? We in a new environment, bro.
Like, yeah, man.
We got some good things ahead, man.
man.
This feels like a promising little path we got going.
We got a lot in store for y'all, man. It's about to be fun.
Man. But in between the time that we haven't been here, there's been a lot of things going on.
Definitely.
Indeed.
Definitely.
So, what y'all want to cover first, bruh? Like, we're gonna do this show loose as a goose, cause
Oh yeah, man. This is the improv
Yeah,
show.
we
man.
gotta catch up. We gotta catch us up and catch y'all up. You know what I'm saying?
This is as loosely scripted as possible, man.
yeah,
This is
but we got a topic of clout chasing
Yeah.
and thinking you too much.
Ain't that something?
Those are two topics we're gonna cover tonight.
Yeah.
I think that's gonna be a really interesting topic because
Oh, yeah.
motherfuckers, a lot of motherfuckers like to fake the phone and they don't want to assume that they is the motherfucker that's actually cloud chasing. You know what I
Exactly.
mean?
And
Really, sometimes you just have to break that news to them.
Right. And there's a whole lot of people out here looking for the clout by calling out the ones that's looking for the clout.
Hey,
And
that's
that
a
shit,
true story.
And it's funny. I see it like every day. I'm like, it's a lot of people. Like, say for example, with the Nipsey situation, it's a lot of people calling out people that weren't Nipsey fans at first, but I feel like they doing that just to get recognition. And it's like, what's the point? So what if somebody's just now discovering something? Let them do that.
Yeah,
Let 'em live. Let
I
'em
mean,
be that.
it's. I mean, I think it's a lot of people that's still grieving from it. So
Of course.
who are you to be critical of somebody that's probably not so much of a fan as you?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Maybe they took it a different way. Maybe you took it much more to heart, but they took it much more as like an outsider looking in. Like I really want to feel your pain, but I want to be more empathetic than sympathetic.
Right.
Man, some people don't really realize like the inspiration that can come from the liberation of death. Like when a spirit becomes back what it was before it ever entered the earth, you feel me? It can touch most souls.
Right.
It's true.
So when Nipsey died, more people recognized that than within his life because it gained more attention. Which is sad to say when we always talk about building up the community, what somebody could do, but people never give people their flowers while they live.
While they
Exactly.
living,
And I mean, it's the same thing with Jesus. Not saying that he is that, or to put him in that same realm. But how many people knew of Jesus when he was alive versus how many knew of him after he passed?
And
It's true.
It's for some reason after you pass that it's when things spread. Because for some reason with that grief comes the wanting to know who this person is.
But see,
and
that's
why
when
was
it
it so
becomes-
impactful?
that's why it's like, that's when it becomes real.
Mm-hmm.
And people don't understand that, man. Like, I was actually talking to MJ about that, and we were just trying to discuss what type of energy, you know what I'm saying, has transpired since these last few months me and her had talked, you know what I'm saying? And I was like, it seemed like some fears were removed because people would never see what you're doing as you do it. It's a million Nipsey Hustles around you.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Right.
It is so many other people who you dealing with who are stepping outside their box and really trying to help build their friends up and really trying to help inspire the youth and giving their little cousins money for straight A's and all this other kind of stuff, but they're not getting that recognition at this time. Like, imagine when your grandmother or your auntie who used to be the candy lady in the community passes away. How many people gonna post her for the clout?
Right. It seemed like it was almost like a competition. Like everybody was
Anyway.
posting their pictures they
Well,
got to take with them. Everybody was posting their pictures at the store. And it's almost like why should it have to be like that?
Right.
Why can't
Why
we
we
all?
can't celebrate somebody while they're here?
Yeah. The way I feel about it, especially me living and growing up in that area, you know what I'm saying? I was right there on 60th and 3rd Ave. My grandpa was living there since the 60s. He bought his home there in the late 60s. And that's where my dad grew up, my auntie. That's where I spent a whole lot of my life and, you know, most of my adult life. And so it's like, I passing by that store every day, going in a couple times. I couldn't afford none of that shit. I ain't for the front. But I always, like, I admired and I paid attention. And, you know, it was like, it hit different for me. And then to see people that, like, never came on this side of the hill or never came to this side of town to come over here and, like, act like this where y'all from or this what y'all do. Meanwhile, the people I knew that lived over there, they wasn't doing all of that.
But why is it a thing for us to be like, I'm so attached to this person when they famous or once they got it? Why we can't attach ourselves to our friends and our family when they here? Let's like, I'm gonna move away from Nipsey. I'm gonna move away to, you know, our collection of people that we see and we can touch and we can feel who we see doing the same thing. Like I say, I can name countless of my friends who have started businesses, who are promoting their brands, who are moving and who are giving back to the community, and I don't even see them as people who have it to even give back.
Exactly. But like most of the circle that we all run with, you know what I'm saying? We all know each other. We all know most of the same people, and all of these people are doing shit now, doing big stuff. Yeah. And like, you know, they're coming into their own, and it's like, you know, our circle is we all rising around at the same time. Like everybody's hitting this point where we all starting to gain things and get things, and we're gonna be in a position soon where we can move the same way people like Nipsey have moved and make that same type of difference. And we're doing it on a low scale when we have like barely anything to mess with. So imagine when we have that notoriety and when we have that ability, what influence we'll have on the people.
Yeah.
But I mean, sometimes people have to. You have to watch. You have to take a look at yourself sometimes too. You have to take a more introspective look, because sometimes, you know, we talk about competition and everything, and we talk about, you know, trying to make it out. Everybody wants to get to the next level, which is a good thing. Everybody should strive to get to the next level, but you do have to stop, take a break, and look inside yourself and check and make sure you're good, because you could be building a competition. You could be building a competition mentally in your head with your cohorts, you know what I'm saying, your counterparts, and your contemporaries. When it's not necessarily, you don't necessarily need to do that.
No.
You know what I'm saying? It's good to show admiration and love for each other, but it doesn't have to turn into a competition thing. You know what I'm saying?
But friendly competition exists, and it's not a bad thing.
Yeah,
it's
but
like,
see the thing.
There's a difference. Like when you look at look at the Fulminati, for example. These are all, you know, men from the same. We are from the same area, and they all had the same thing, the food. But they not going against each other. They're not competing. They motivating each other.
But they've already expressed their brotherhood towards each other.
Yeah, but I'm saying like that's an example of how you can have friendly competition and it grow into something great. But like there's a difference between motivating and trying to put somebody else down because they're doing the same thing as you, or they're in the same realm as you.
I hear what you're saying, but it's like what I'm hitting at is like some people may not be on that first name. Like I can pull up on you and hit you and be like, hey man, I appreciate what you're doing. Some people you can, because we got all kinds of web platforms now, you can see somebody and admire what they do, but at the same time, you probably don't know that person on a first name basis.
But this is the thing that kills me, is that people will bash you for supporting somebody. When they see you up under somebody's comments, like, bro, I have gotten like phone calls. Oh yeah, I see you up under with the comments, you know, like what y'all got going on and
but them is unhealthy people.
Right.
Them is unhealthy people. Them is people, like I said, they haven't stopped and looked at themselves and said, am I secure with who I am? Mm-hmm. Am I comfortable with what I'm doing? Or am I content with everything that's going on in my life?
But why are there bad reps given for who you support, bro. Like,
because for some reason people have it in their head that if you don't support what they support or believe what they believe or think what they think, that they can't associate with you.
Right.
And it's a cancerous way of thinking, and but it's a trend in society. As much as we like to say we're a society of individuals, for some reason we're individualistically chastising each other for not being the same.
Like that unhealthiness, that psychological unhealthiness is like, it's so bad that it's people that know you. Mm-hmm. Like, I know Cliff, and it's people that can get so bad to where it's like, I know Cliff, and I can pull up at his house and I can chill with this nigga. We can have a beer and everything and talk about a whole bunch of shit. And then as soon as Cliff's growth is starting to show on a more broader level outside of me, him, and our circle, it's like, it's people that's waiting to fuck with you how they already want to fuck with you.
But
you know what I'm saying? But they waiting for you to get to a certain point and a certain level just so they can fuck with you, so it can feel more valid for them.
And that's why I say it's like, man, you really have to be careful about who you allow on your ship. Mm-hmm. Because why are they there? Are they there for the fish that were already caught, or are they trying to teach you how to catch new ones? You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. It's so many people out here who are just toxic in the sense that they don't believe in themselves to where they know that their success will come from the attachment of another.
Of course.
Mm-hmm. And that's what I say that I recognized in Nipsey and starting Vector 90 with what's his name? The other guy, the guy who started Vector 90 that Nipsey partnered with.
The cat from Silicon Valley. I know his name, but I don't remember his name.
Well, I know who you're talking about, though.
But just starting that with somebody else to say, I'm not trying to take advantage of the people around me. I want to support the people around me in their idea. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, Tory can have the most outstanding idea of a radio show that has nothing to do with how many views this radio show will get. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But so many people see it as just like, damn, that's my partner, bro. He want to do the same thing I'm doing. But at the same time, as rappers, Drake has to make a song again with whatever, with Lil Baby.
Of course, because that's how he stays
relevant.
He uses his popularity to boost somebody else to keep his name going.
I get what you're saying.
But the thing is,
but that's still in a way is different than you know, being in the same field and being in competition with each other.
But does Drake give that same? I'm saying, if you were the Drake of your clique, do you give that same opportunity to the dude next to you, or do you give it to the nigga that's hot from 2 or 3 states over?
I wouldn't consider myself the Drake of anything because I don't respect the way he worked.
Well, we can't talk about.
You know how Jaleel
we
gets.
Can.
Jaleel like to go on his little tent because Jaleel he's very critical of a lot of celebrities. And bro doesn't shy away from.
I'm critical of human beings, period. And I feel like some people get a lot more than they deserve for the work that they put in. And I'm not saying that man don't work, because that man works, but as an artist, I don't feel the same. I don't feel like he put forth the effort. It seems like he just bites off of whatever's hot and then just run with that instead of challenging himself to create something. I'm yet to see him create something since his first few albums. Like, it hasn't been nothing innovative or different in his music. And I'm like, that's what I expect to see.
But he got a new sound every record.
Yes, because of somebody else's new sound. It's not his new sound. He's not sitting in there experimenting with sounds and creating something from scratch. He's taking what's hot and then running with it.
Yeah, but that's the thing. A lot of stuff is reinvented.
Of course, I mean, they were saying that before mumble rap, and that was just a growth from triplets, from the triplet rhyme from, you know, the early days. Of course, there's nothing new, but there's something there, and whatever's popular, this man he just bites the wave of it. He's never at the crest of the wave.
I mean, Jay-Z tried to assassinate auto-tune, bro. And look what happened. It's still around, bro.
And it's still
and
there.
But yet it didn't kill him.
Exactly. So I don't see how.
But you see, he's embraced it now. He's had a not a change of heart, but like as a change of aspect of like the way he viewed it. He saw it as a problem, as
had
if it was.
to.
He saw it as if it was attacking what he had helped to create. Instead, now he sees it as like
he had to
it's
come,
an evolution.
He had to come to terms. Yeah, he had to come to terms with the times were changing.
Yeah, things were evolving.
And he was becoming a age player in the game.
Of course, but even with the artists that he signed, you see that he's still employing those that will keep that type of music going.
And how do you feel about that? With J. Cole not getting
That's
as
what I was speaking of.
much recognition as your NLE Choppers. And
J. Cole gets a lot of attention. I think J. Cole is like overrated in a way. Like,
but
a lot of
people
people think
still
he doesn't
argue
get his accolades, but everybody respects him. Nobody disrespects J. Cole. Like
I
he
think
gets
they're
his love.
afraid to, in a sense, but
Of course, because who would dare? Like,
Yeah, because they know
There's certain people you just
Cole
don't-
is not the dude that you really want to go there with, because I think they secretly, it's not even secret, that they know he can go to that level and really go out and embarrass you, but that's not his temperament.
exactly. But he proved that in his last album. He said, I can use what you have. I can use what you do. I don't need to, though.
Yeah.
But see, J. Cole will tell you that he's stealing a nigga's style while he's rapping the song.
To teach you a lesson.
But you just told me that you don't like Drake.
Because Drake is doing it for popularity. He's not doing it to teach you a lesson.
Drake,
He's
the
doing
thing-
it because
the
he
thing
knows
is-
it's
okay,
hot and he knows people
so
will fuck with it.
Here's the thing. The difference between Jake and a J. Cole and
Drake.
a Kendrick and a Lupe and a Black Thought, the guys I named after Drake, these guys really want to do rap music. These guys really generally love hip hop.
And they want to create. They like
Drake
to create things.
really wants to be a musician. He doesn't want to be confined to just hip hop
But
or
where's
R&B.
the musicianship? No,
He
he wants
wants
to be an
to-
artist.
Like-
But like how do I put it? Like not like an artist in the form of like,
At the end of his career, Drake wants to be known as a great musician, not just a great rapper or a great R&B
That
singer.
nigga sat down and talked to you about this?
I couldn't consider him a musician.
No, that's
bro.
the way I view it.
I couldn't consider him a musician. I consider Black Thought a musician. That man sits in the studio. He experiments.
Okay,
with
just
sounds,
because you don't build your music from the ground
That's what
up,
a
you can
musician
still be,
is.
but you can still be a musician, a musician and just write music.
No, Drake is a pop art. That's a pop artist. That's an artist.
Okay,
That's
is
not
an artist not a musician?
No, musician is different. When it comes to musicianship, like the difference would be like Michael Jackson and Prince.
Is Kendrick not a musician?
No, Michael Jackson and Prince.
But is
Michael
Kendrick not a
Jack-
musician?
I'll get to that in a second. But like Michael Jackson and Prince are the best examples. Michael Jackson, he wrote some of his songs. A lot of his songs were written by other people, but he wasn't like playing all of the instruments. Prince was a musician. This man played 37 plus instruments. He was in the composition of his music. He was in the production of his music and the writing of it.
But
that's what a musician is.
There's
That's-
also musicians that don't have no vocal ability. They don't sing songs. They don't write songs. They don't do
call
nothing.
them
They just
musicians,
play
they call them
instruments.
artists. They call them recording artists. They're just artists. That's it.
Or do they call them instrumentalists?
No, they call them recording artists. That's why they call you a recording artist instead of a musician. A musician.
So a
you
guy
have to
that
have-
plays the violin, like Vic,
That's a
our homie
musician.
Vic. So Vic is a musician, right?
Yes.
Okay. Vic doesn't sing. Vic doesn't rap.
Nope.
He doesn't make beats. He just plays the violin.
Well,
He
he
plays the
He
violin.
does make beats in a way
Does he
on his
make beats?
violin. He does like
Well, he does covers. He does
creating.
covers.
That's creating sound.
He
When
does
you
instrumental covers.
That's what I'm saying. That's creating sound. That's what a musician does. A musician creates sound. Drake doesn't create sound. He just finds a sound and then writes words to it.
Well, y'all
And he's
look.
great at writing those words, which is why
I would have to disagree, bro.
I consider
Well,
him an
y'all
artist
look.
and not a musician.